What's up, guys? Welcome back to the My First Property podcast. And today we have you won a coffee machine, right?
Yes.
So that was like 40th subscriber, 50th K. Anyway, the channel is approaching 80K already.
Congrats.
Yeah. But we haven't figured out what, like, no sponsors want to give out anything yet. But anyway, we have audience, and apparently our circles are very, very close. You're a friend of Rina. You're a classmate of my wife's classmates, right? Colleagues as well.
Colleagues.
This is Renyi, right? So, do you want to kind of introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay. My name is Renyi. I'm a nuclear pharmacist by day, and I'm a microbrewer, a Kombuncha microbrewer by night.
Okay.
And I'm 33 years old. I think that's
Suddenly, I am married. You're married, right?
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay. So whatever you just said, it doesn't matter anymore. No lah. So this is his kombucha he just brought to the office. Cool stuff. We will just put the link down below. Kind of support the community a little bit, right? But we are not drinking kombucha lah. I don't know why I cannot. I don't. If it's coffee, right, I would have just kept it all myself. Anyway, how long ago since you followed the channel?
I followed your channel since 2020 during MCO.
Oh, that's the peak. Everybody got to know me since MCO then.
Actually, I got to know your channel because I was into property at that point of time. I wanted to look into investments. Then I looked into other types of stocks and all those. But I came across property. And I was interested in rumah whips actually at that point of time. Because that was from my perspective, what I can afford at that point. So I think the first video I watched from yours was Wangsa Mas, if I'm not mistaken. Wangsa Mas in
Taman Desa, I think.
No, Star Park, I think. Wangsa Maju, sorry. Wangsa Maju.
Okay, on the one next to Hamilton one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So those were the audience who apologized that they bought. Because at that time, so that time my stand was a bit different from now. So to date you have acquired your properties already, right? And why we are here today, like to listen from your perspective, because sometimes like we can speak to gym equipment providers, we can speak to guru, like next level investors who have 20-25 properties, right? Sometimes like we just forget that how challenging is the first. Right? And how was your first property like?
My first property, okay.
Where was it?
My first property, I think it's quite a long story. I started my investment or financial thing back in 2018, which is to me quite late because back then I was like late 20s. So I got scammed actually. Before that, I was sort of a very conservative. I didn't invest in much. Most of my money was in FD. Then one day, just habis all my money, 30K. Just swept away due to scam. Yeah.
What happened? Like how
Macau scam lah. They call Macau scam. So they just call, they scare you a bit. Then at that time, I didn't know much about Macau scam. I think that time was quite new. So just 30K just vanished. In one morning.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it took damn long to accumulate 30,000 for young men.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. So it was a very painful experience. So back then I was worried about my money because whatever is left could just go off in another morning or another afternoon. Just in a few hours, it's just gone. So I was worried that the value of the money would just diminish. Besides being scammed, I mean, inflation and all those. At that time, I was very enthusiastic into investment. So I looked into stocks. I think that time robo-advisors was very new.
Yeah.
Then what else? ASM and property look.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Slowly. Yeah.
Was it a conversation growing up at home?
I think my parents were more, as I say, conservative also. I think I inherited that from them. They are more of a home buyers.
Oh, so they buy for home.
Yeah. I think even when I chat with my parents was I tell them about, oh, I'm buying this house. Then my parents like, you're going to stay there, man? Then it's like, no, why you buy? So the perspective is very different. I think they buy house to stay. Then in a few years' time or 10 years later, maybe they want to upgrade. Then the old house, they will think, okay, what should we do with it? Then only they start renting out or sell off or whatever lah. But that is the progression.
It's always an afterthought, right?
Yes.
And we can always trace back like why they behave so because of the scarcity mindset.
Yes.
Everybody was just trying to make a living back then, right?
Yeah.
And I like, don't get me wrong, I admire how my parents like make ends meet. And I always say this also, like we got it good when we start from zero. They start from negative, right? Right? Our parents like, they have parents to feed back home in kampong, right?
3 generations lah.
Yeah.
Parents, themselves, and me lah.
Yeah. Which crazy. Then like I think our future generation is going to start from abundance.
I surely hope so.
They're going to start like, oh, my daddy got 2, so we're going to start from the 3rd, right? And it's going to be a whole different conversation altogether.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm very passionate about this, like how like your parents and was it difficult then for you to kind of start? Like when I want to buy my first property, wow, sure got a lot.
Very, very, very difficult. Because I think my own mindset is sort of similar to theirs. Because I think I inherited it lah.
Yeah.
So I inherited the conservative mindset. So I remember my mom told me back just a few years ago.
Yeah.
If you don't have 50% of the property's value, means just say the house is like 300,000, you don't have 150,000, don't think of buying the house. That is my parents' mindset. So if you don't have 150,000, don't think of buying a house.
Like that, right? Until now also I shouldn't buy a house. You can never... Okay, so this happened to my colleague as well. When I was back in the developer office, we all joined together. Then there was this girl who joined together. Her dream was to buy a landed house in Seti Alam. You heard of the story?
Yes. I think you shared with.
Yeah. So she worked really hard, tried to climb the corporate ladder, but the gaji can never sampai tahap harga rumah. No matter how she chase it, until now the house that they were eyeing on, that was 450, now it's like 1.2.
So you need 600,000. Impossible for me.
Yeah.
Impossible.
So that, but again, if we rationalize it using their belief system, prices weren't like that back then in their era. And that's also the materialization of this concept called inflation.
Yeah.
Right now, if you look into prices of houses, right?
And the interest rate was crazy also lah. So that's another story.
Yeah. Cool. Very good point. And speaking of that, you keep saying this inheritance of concept of behavior, right?
Yes.
I came across this talk that day in a seminar also. There's this belief system that we form because we mix with our parents like 18, 19 years almost every single day. Yeah. And eventually that will become the belief system that we understand.
Yes.
So if your parents do not invest money, it's very difficult for the children to be suddenly a investor who do a lot of things.
I think my parents, not to say they don't invest, they invest in other things lah.
Yeah.
Maybe stocks and all those, but not in property lah. So property is more of a dwelling place.
Yeah.
So it's just to stay lor.
Yeah.
So the moment you stop staying, then they'll think, maybe should we sell the house? But then they will think of the other thing. Why do I need the money? So much money for cash flow. If I sell the house, I get a lot of cash. Then where do I put the money? So they will just hold on to it, maybe get rental or something lah. But that is like an afterthought.
Yeah.
It's not meant for investment.
Yep. So when describe like what kind of properties that you got like for your first?
For me, I bought a government property. So PPA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for myself lah.
Is it the one that we reviewed?
No.
Oh.
No lah. The house is still building now. Somewhere in Cheras.
How much was it?
295,000.
295,000. And PPAM is only for government servants,
Yeah,
right?
so I'm a government servant.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't like me using the word government servant. So government worker, government service provider, penjawat awam. Let's use penjawat awam, okay? It's not like it's a different thing, but anyway.
Same thing lah.
So like, is there like, can you describe like what are the criterias for penjawat awam to get it?
I think for PAM is quite loose for us because as long as we are a government servant, it's quite easy to get. But of course, like most other properties that we need to ballot, we need to fight for.
Yeah.
Then it's first come first serve basis lah. Because most of these are relatively cheap, I would say. Not cheap lah, affordable.
Yeah.
The nicer word is affordable.
In context to the
in
rest,
context to the
other free
so it's affordable, but then maybe it's just the developer is just not earning money from it lah.
So 295, how big was it?
966 square feet.
And you guys are allowed to buy it and rent it out, right? Very grey.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Not I wouldn't say it's grey. It's just not stated in S&P.
Okay.
But in the website they cannot rent lah.
Okay. Because the rationale is this. If you say cannot rent out, it's also tough because like for government people who are working in the government sector, right? You guys get relocated very often.
Yes, that is actually one thing I was thinking about back then because I am from KL, but I don't know how long will I be in KL.
Yeah.
And I was actually posted to Pahang previously. So who knows, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road, I may not be in KL in the first place.
Yep.
So that property suddenly becomes useless to me also. You just say I'm buying it to stay lah.
Yeah. Then like how did you came across that project? Like is there a formal website for you to do?
Yes, there is. For PPAM, we need to register in there's this portal, PPAM portal, register account. Then on and off,
they will give you
post,
Would there be like email feeds or
no,
lah, right?
Yeah,
Cari sendiri lah.
active looking.
Oh, how long did you look it for?
Sorry,
how long was this journey like of hunting?
Since I was looking for the rumah whip, 2020 lah. So I signed my S&P for the PPAM 2022. So 2 years lah.
2 years.
Yeah, long journey actually.
And did you take the government loan?
No, I didn't.
You take the private loan?
Yeah.
So you still have your
the LPPSA.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, when you get it, was it tough? Like to sign the papers? Were you scared?
I think my experience before that with the rumah whip, I actually had experience trying to buy a rumah whip. Yeah, but it didn't go through lah. So it got me numb already lah with all the paperwork and booking fee process. All those. Yeah.
Tell us about the rumah whip experience because when I posted, so we also had a previous guest who also talked about rumah whip a little bit, right? His experience was very different.
Yes.
So yeah,
because I watched the Africa podcast and I think I got a bit triggered with the comments. I commented. I said because you mentioned that like people didn't want rumah whips. Then I was like, I want, but I cannot get it because for me, I approached a rumah whip back in 2020, and that was when I saw your channel. I think the Wang Mas one. So I actually saw another rumah whip nearby my house, and I was interested. I went to inquire, got an agent and everything. Then first thing they told me, you need to put in a very big booking fee. We're talking about 15K. I was like, 15K? People buy house 300K. 15K is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So who can afford 15K booking fee? Probably it's like 1K only ma. So but anyway, I went through. I booked the booking fee. Then 1 week later, the agent came back to me and say, oh, it's fully booked. Then I was like, but I put the booking fee already, so I should be in, right? No, you're in the waiting list.
And this, okay, so a lot of vague things are going on. Agents or directly developer?
The developer that I approached didn't have a marketing team, so they push everything to the agent. So the agent is the one who sells the property, but the the check, whatever booking is to the lawyer.
And do you get the money back when
6 difficult months later?
6 difficult months later.
Yeah.
Okay lah. So this is the not so proud part about the Malaysian housing sector, right?
Yeah.
Rumah whips are a requirement set by the government and forced on developers to build 30% or 20% of the number of units that they have. For example, if they build 500, they will need to build 100 of them located within the same plot of land. So after doing that, fine, they impose a ceiling price to it. So there's this maximum price that you guys can sell.
300,000, no?
300,000. So sometimes now 300,000, looking at the material cost, looking at whatever, right, is almost impossible. So it's a product that developer will definitely lose money on. Not only in terms of land, in terms of resources like money, time, and everything else. Fine. Now, the selling process also becomes very, very complicated, which I don't see any way around it, because sometimes I think, right, it's good for people who bought it. No, don't get me wrong. But it's for sometimes the wrong people.
I see it as this way. Because when I put in the booking fee, the property wasn't even haven't even got their registration for APDL yet.
Yeah.
So they were already collecting 15K booking fee.
Yeah.
And I was in the waiting list. So how many people actually put the booking fee already before APDL? So I was thinking, when they opened for the actual application, I was thinking, okay, I just try lah. Because I'm in a waiting list anyway.
Yeah.
I tried applying through the proper channel, means through the Kementerian lah. So KWP, go through, get all the letters ready. I actually got it. I got the official pass to say, okay, you can buy. Yeah. So I went back to developer. The government said I can buy. So am I still in the waiting list or not? Because if I can buy, means somebody cannot buy already, ma. No, you're still in the waiting list. So I didn't get it lah. So I waited. I thought the developer told me, not developer, actually the agent lah. The agent told me, you can wait in the waiting list, and if there's somebody who decide to
Rejected or no,
then maybe you have a chance, but your letter is still the thing that holds on to. So after maybe, like I said, not 6 months, actually like 3 months in, I thought no hope already lah, habis. So I said I'm not going to wait any longer. 15K, even I put in FD also, I get few $100 interest. Okay, ma. So I said no, I'm going to get my booking back. Even that was hard. So another 3 months, so 6 months lah.
It's sad because a person who is trying to get this kind of houses, they are in that state, right? Where the income is not very. It's really to resolve solving requirement.
Yes. That was me back then lah.
Then like you hold 15,000, right? When the salary is like going to be 4,000, 5,000, it's like a annual savings.
If I'm a salary earner and I have family to feed and everything, 15K is a lot of money lah. Like I say, even if I put in FD, every month I get a few
hundred.
Few hundred also not bad what. But now it's stuck there and I cannot take it out lah. And I end up without any property in the first place, which is the sad part.
All for nothing lah.
Yeah, I actually complained about this to the ministry.
Yeah.
But what they did was standard lah. Malaysian style is called warning letter lah. I give you a warning. Give the developer a warning letter. Then that's it lah.
Oh, that's very unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Sorry for your entire experience, because there are several stories to this. Now, yours is one where you guys reboot to go and get it, but still cannot pay in 15,000, still cannot get, right? Waste everybody's time. Shit. The other type is it's empty. It's the entire rumor with nobody want. A lot of units. Who wants to buy?
Actually, this was what the agent told me. Because I think depends on locality.
Yes.
So because the rumor whip that I wanted to buy was more of a Chinese area. So the government set a rule. That's what the agent told me. So 70% Bumi, 30% non-Bumi. So
on the rumor whip as well?
Yeah. Bumi lots lah, Bumi reserve.
Oh, okay, okay.
So 70% Bumi, 30% non-Bumi. But if you are in a non-Bumi area, the 30% will get rampas immediately. Or before APDR gone already. But 70% is still there. Even if they try to sell also, that 70% may not sell out.
Yeah.
So imagine like you got 1,000 units, 300 is just sold, habis.
Yeah.
700 still can sell. So for those, of course, for Bumi, I think it's not difficult lah. But for non-Bumi, it's habis 300. That's it. We are fighting for those.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't get it lah.
Yeah. So there's also this allocation thing in projects, and not only on the product, right? There's also perception on preferences in terms of ratio when it comes to location, right? So that's something that the previous guest spoke about. Like when you talk about Shah Alam, what kind of race comes to it, right? When you talk about Sentoh, what kind of race? When you talk about Kepong, what kind of race? So I hope that the Housing Ministry, right, will take into consideration on this. Because even you open up, right, you lock it down for a specific race, it's not going to happen.
I understand what they want to do lah, because
they want to create a muhibah.
Something like how the HDB in Singapore, how they try to move like how many % of Chinese, India, blah blah blah, into one unit. But in Malaysia, it depends on areas already, because Malaysia is not Singapore. It's just too big. It's so big. So not every area is a Malay area. Not every area is a Chinese area.
Yeah.
I mean stigma lah, but still. People have their preferences.
Yep, exactly. 100%. So also they are a perspective that I spoke to several developers. Then I came out with this very weird statement, right? It's about oversupply on affordable units. We talk about like oversupply all the time, right? But if you look into the chats and I look at my projects that I wanted to book, right? Okay, like it's because I don't play around social products, so it's always like 700,000 to 1 million. The sales are amazing, man. You gotta go to any sales guy. Sean, I cannot help you, Sean. You want to book also no store. But when you come to social housings, they are a lot, and every project will need to provide, man. Then 300,000-400,000. These are the people where they fall into the category where it's very strict in terms of loan approval.
I think it's M40 lah. The difficult part of M40. Because I think probably the budget now is trying to cater to the M40, but previously was not that way. So those people who can afford the high tier ones, they will fight for the more expensive property. People who cannot afford maybe B40, they cannot afford 300,000 or so. 15K is out of the question. So who are they targeting? Affordable housing is not affordable in the first place. I think it depends on property lah, because my wife also purchased finally after my headache. She tried also, she got it at somewhere else lah.
I thought the same product. They go back to the developer. Nah.
No. She got another property still KL, of course. But somewhere else, and that developer didn't charge the 15K. I think was 2K or 1K booking fee. So that's the difference. The area might not be the prime area. So
conclusion, it's a project by project basis. Developer by developer basis.
I think the developer know their demand lah. So
they're trying to goreng. Because now the latest one, which is around this area, the office area, my friend is trying to get it. They require 30,000 extra. Then they say it's beyond. It's not captured within the SPA. It's a special sideline arrangement thing where you get kitchen cabinets and furnishing.
But my colleagues also tried to, because how to say, it is quite a hot sale. It's around here in Dutan Mas, I think. Yes. So one of my colleagues actually tried to buy also. So same thing, booking fee, not to say very expensive, but the additional cost is, if you want to buy, you have to add on the kitchen. And kitchen now is 29K, 30K, something like this. If not, I don't want to offer to you. So upfront, they might need to pay 30K for the kitchen plus the down payment. So down payment for 300,000 is 30%. So 30K plus 30K, 60K. Affordable, man.
And the irony of that, right? I'm buying properties with zero. After completion, I still get back.
cashback.
Cashback for renovation purposes, and the property is making more money. I really don't know how to look at this because it's a very sad phenomenon.
Yeah.
And like the friends that are trying to buy, right? These are millionaires, you know.
They can qualify me,
They have no properties. They are first or second.
but still the pay cut-off point is
Pay can be engineered. So that's the very messed up part, you know.
okay.
Like these are people within the industry that has like 6 other properties not under their name. So they know how to pay the books, right? Then they, like I said, they are millionaires already by definition. So they are still going to go for these kind of properties that are meant for welfare. So I understand the logic of having affordable homes in every location, but the dynamics of land economics is like some areas will be more premium. So the pricing, the selling price also will be, I suggest to be adjusted. But not adjusted also is fine because there will be B40s in every different location. Because to support the service industry, to support the labor industry. I'm in a very perplexed position here, but I don't know how to solve it.
We are not in the position to do anything about it.
But I choose not to contribute to the problem further.
That is another dilemma that I had back then because my friends who bought normal open market properties was saying, why are you buying affordable housing? I believe you can buy something more expensive. But back then, my belief back in 2020 was the same thing, 50%. So 50% of a 300,000 property, back then maybe I had 150 diverse in box. What? So that was all I can afford. That is the criteria that I set on myself. So you can call me conservative.
Right.
That is how I see things. So that's all I can afford. Right? I had 150,000, so 300,000 is my max. So what can I buy in 300,000? Of course, now I look back, there are other properties that can be purchased with 300,000. But back then, my market was more skewed. So I only saw Rumah Whips. So I went to try it, but I didn't get it.
I'm glad that you shared that because like every person has their own discipline in money. And there's no right, no wrong. Like for 300,000, I would have invest in a 2 million property. Or 500,000 properties.
I think risk appetite is different.
Yes. So I think I'm glad you brought it up. But then like after you moved on, you bought your first already, right? So now you just recently signed your second. That's so cool. And how long was that?
I signed my first SPA in 2022 Q1 like that first quarter. Then this year I signed my second SPA.
Cool. Bukit Jalil, right? You said?
Jalil, yes.
Now we will not share which project, right? But you kind of asked me about it. You text me then.
Yes.
In terms of rental versus the price now, like what's the yield like?
I don't know whether the online portals are to be trusted or not, but the property is around 400 plus. And the rental yield is around plus minus 2K I think.
Per month?
Rental.
Oh, okay. Rental rates is 2K. The property.
Oh, you mean installment?
No.
Rental rates, right?
No, so yield is where your rent times 12 divided by selling price. So a guide is like, because our interest rate is 4 now, you can get anything more than 4, it's good already. So that's how I think about properties. That's why last time people, at least must have 6. Why 6? It needs to be matched back to your interest rate. Last time it's always 6.
But it fluctuates, right? Depends on OPR, right?
Yeah, but last time where it got so low and only recently it's like 1.7. I look back at my previous loan arrangement, like 2. Wow. Yes. But anyway, you got that, and 400,000 you're gonna be paying 1,600 per month. 158 something.
1,700 lah. Plus lah.
Plus.
MRTA.
Oh yeah. True. 1,700. Then the condition of it's a subsale, right?
Subsale, yes. I don't think in Bukit Jalil you can get a 400 freehold unit at
that price
anywhere lah.
Yep. That's why. Okay. Is it very difficult to find such units?
I think because I have a cut off myself because I thought same thing, 50%. So I told my wife this unit is going to be fully under my name also. So I can borrow 90%. So we calculate how much we can borrow and everything. So my maximum at that point of time, I told myself maybe 450 lah.
Yeah.
So that's we went to online portal, so iProperty, Property Guru, all those, and we search what is below 450 lah. So I came across a few. We went to visit. So after dinner, just jalan-jalan with the agent, go and visit a few properties, but not many lah, because I sort of narrowed down to the area. Yeah. So there are not many properties within my comfort zone. So and many of the properties are relatively old because at that price. So condition may not be as nice lah. I mean, not new property. They don't have like super nice swimming pools. The lift is like so. I discussed with my wife about like what we can accept. How I would say
the tolerance level.
Tolerance level. What kind of property can we accept? How old can we accept? What kind of condition? Whether it's dirty, clean. Where's the car parks? All those lah. Then finally we single out to this one.
Nice lah. You do this with your wife.
Yeah. We watch your show like when it comes out lah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Literally.
Because my wife don't. I go back with a booking fee. Then it's like, what do you just do? Oh, like oh. and it's like that. So like, where are you going? I'm going to meet a lawyer. Please don't tell me you bought another unit. I like. Bye. That's why I like really like it when you guys like make a joint decision together, right? And that's what's I just recently came across this TED talk that talks about this Harvard study that examines people for the past 75 years.
Okay, long study.
Yeah, and it was like impossible. They studied on 745 men, and what was the cause of a happy life? Not wealth, not property,
no,
relationships. I'm so screwed. So my relationship with bricks and mortar and concrete and ceramics. I am so screwed. Anyway, so after this one, right? So you are in the midst of collecting your keys.
Yeah.
Right. And besides property, any other like investments that you do? Because I saw you at Mr. Money's event, right?
Yeah. My investment side hustle brought me to doing small businesses in Kombuncha lah.
Yeah.
So I think last year when I started my company, not really company, like there's a home brewing business where I make kombucha at home and I sell to family, friends, and try to sell on social media lah. Business is so, but I think it's a good start. So for me to diversify my income, not just a salary earner and government salary earner. So the stigma of government salary is like okay lah, cukup. But I think I can go further lah. Because I have time. I mean, no offense to other government servants.
Yeah.
I have time to spare to myself that I can sleep later. I can wake up earlier.
Wow, you're playing music to my ears.
I can spare my weekends to do something that I think can be fun for me. So I enjoyed my time making kombucha. At the same time, I'm earning money from it.
Break even already? Making profit.
I think the upfront is not high, so break even quite some time already. But the upfront is very low, like few $100, not even 1,000. So it's not difficult to break even. Just that I don't tell the customers.
But it's fine because now there's this trend like kombucha. You're finding it everywhere else, and I have different friends who are supplying to cafes. That's the next level.
Yeah, that's my next level
that I hope upon, right? So next time it's going to be like when I want to drink energy drinks, it's going to be like whatever, right? I want to drink coffees. It's going to be like different categories.
That's right.
It's going to be time where it's going to be different.
It's gaining traction.
Yep. And what I like about this is where I say just now, like you look at the resources you have, which is time.
Yes.
And you put it on the thing that you like. Then suddenly it's now making extra money. And that's the challenge that I also want to put on to fresh grads or young peeps, right, who are listening to this. Figure out how to make extra 500 a month. Extra 500 is going to allow you to qualify for another 100,000 in loan. That was immediately put you in a different position in terms of loan qualification, credit scores, and whatsoever, right? Besides that, in terms of growth that you get, right, from a salary earner, right, you are only going to be following instructions all the way, right?
Sort of.
Boss say what, I do what, right? That's the KPI set to you. You just follow, play, right? If you perform, I won't fire you. If you're going to work for yourself, nobody sets anything.
The discipline is there.
Yeah.
I understand.
So you suddenly, okay, how do we sell? Okay, we need a product. What do we do? How do we do? What do we need? How much we have?
Yeah.
And you match everything, right? Trying to make one thing work. And it's alive on it. So it's like sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, of course.
And it's a troubleshooting thing. Then in terms of growth, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm now thinking like, if my kid grows up, if he wants to study about F&B, right, I might as well just get a franchise instead of a degree. Let's say you want to study like restaurant management or F&B restaurant. 400,000 into I assume school fees is gonna be 400,000 in the future. Might as well get a franchise.
So you just get an old town.
Yeah, straight away throw him in, go through the meal. You will learn way more real life experience, how you file tax, how you go to HR, go and apply, how to pay your staff, how to hire staff, how to, so many things, how to do payroll, cleanliness, how to apply from the Kementerian, hygiene, all this kind of thing. Wow, a lot of things, man. Not textbook memorized, vomit out every year.
So for me, because this is sort of a very new thing to me, I cause not done business before.
Yeah.
So everything is new.
Yeah.
From where to source for the bottles, where to source for tea, where to source for labels, where to sell, who to sell to, how do I deliver to people. All those are new to me. So I'm on the job lah. I'm literally learning on the job. But to me, because I have the luxury of time, I think that is what I tell myself. Yeah. So like I said, I can wake up earlier, and I can sleep later.
Yeah.
So in the time where I have, I still try to save more money. That's one thing, and try to earn more money during that time. That is what I try to do for myself. So I save more money because, as I said, my bad experience with the scammer thing. So every penny counts. So every day zap fun. I think there's no choice.
Yeah, your zap fun. I think your definition. You haven't seen me eat zap fun before. My zap fun is not cheap, man.
My zap fun is breakfast for lunch. That type of zap fun. So cheap lah. Okay. So try to cut costs. Take the public transport if possible. So MRT, LRT, whatever. Walk as much as I can. It's good for health also.
Yeah, you look fit, man.
No lah, not really lah.
Okay, man.
Walking only lah. Then at the same time reduce petrol also. Yeah. And try to earn more money lah. So get start up some sort of side hustle. If other people hire for gigs or whatever, try to go on to it. Then all I can.
You're a very tedious man.
Tedious man?
Meaning a very micro, like, okay, to me, right?
Yeah.
I will not go into details like that. I will have a broad concept, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
But yours is list out one, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong. How I admire that I can do that. But several things I like. Number one, allocation of the time and resources, right? The second thing is like the perception of money I see starts changing already, right?
Very, very paradigm change.
Yeah. So I think like now you are letting money work for you. So
people who don't know me will say good lah.
Yeah.
But to me it's good now, never mind who cares what people
Yeah. And I like that you have this open window, because once the kid comes out, so if you guys have family planning, right, it's a very different allocation altogether. So before the family and time commitment kicks in, right, do whatever you can while you can. Because like when you guys seen the channel when I start, right, basically I don't sleep on my videos, right, I always say, this guy,
I'm not so hardcore.
Yeah. This guy knows sleep on, but because now the kid comes out, right, your time is not your time.
Yeah.
So it's a very different concept that I hope, again, I will tell my younger self, right, work harder.
while I still have the
the
energy and the time.
the vitality to do so.
Yeah.
Cool. Any prevention or any advice for your fellow juniors, let's say lah, because you are from a pharmaceutical background. Wow. What a long word. Because from those kind of background, I realized that money portion of the conversation is not brought up a lot. Is it true?
Depends on the background lah. If your parents are in that sector, then they might know. But indirectly lah. So for me, my family is relatively conservative or 打工仔.
But among your friends?
Some of them do. Some of them invest, but not so many. I would say a lot of them are just salary earners. At most, they do side hustles in the weekend, but not many also.
Side hustles is like those local man.
Local, yeah. I also do. Yeah.
Cool. Actually, do or you
do
can.
As much as I can.
Yeah.
So advice you said. So I would say that start monitoring first. I think I made a mistake from young age where I started working in 23. So until 28, I worked for 5 years. I actually had built up some money. But then suddenly it's like So then only I realized actually money is quite fragile also. It's quite easy to lose it just very fast. So better put it in some place. At that point I was telling myself where I cannot reach. So ASM lah, difficult to buy, never mind. Difficult to withdraw also. I just leave it there. So FD can withdraw because all online ma. So I put it in some place where it takes some time for me to think. So even if you want to scam also, scam lah. No scam also cannot reach. I don't have money. Cash tak ada. Bank account maybe $1,000 take lah. Like that lor.
Good for you, man. Because my approach is very different. My approach is very, very different, but I don't encourage my approach at all. It's a very risky yet high effort kind of thing. What's your plans next? Like, what are you working on currently?
Currently, I just signed my SMP for my second property. So
ID is gonna come in. You're gonna do it yourself.
Actually, I approached makeover guys. Then the property is relatively old.
So they don't do
Yeah, they don't do more than 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So I had to approach somewhere else lah. But so far haven't yet because I haven't got the keys yet. I've been looking at other neighbors how they do their house. In terms of other investment properties, so far no lah. That's 90, then 70.
But you have several cards here to play. You have the LPPSA to play. You can use that card. Then which is done by your classmate.
Rina.
Small world. Then the other one is like you join bulk purchases where the discount can actually cover you use less capital and all.
Yes.
You take it behind cameras. And I guess, is there anything that you want to add? Like, do you hope like if you were to tell your 21-year-old, but you're not that old, and this question is getting weird, like, would you tell your younger self, I'm merely 28, like bro? True.
Not to say very young also. But I've been working for like 10 years already. So
if you were to tell,
I would tell my junior at my age, fresh grads, I would say monitor your expenditure and see what you spend on. Because for me, back then, I think the most expensive thing was transportation, so car. And other purchases, not me lah, but I saw other people like spending on shoes, spending on clothes, designer clothing, watches maybe. So and makan is everyday Maggi mee only. So I think that is a bit dangerous lah. So for me, I'm more conservative. So I kumpul, then I can afford, then only I buy. So buy car, if it's a depreciating asset, buy cash only no. So have to lah. So that's what I did lah. So now just drive an old car, never mind what. But later can buy property lah. Nobody cares where you stay on.
The differentiation is really on perspective. Like a lot of people care how they look when you're 25, but when you're 35, right? No one actually care. People care more about how much you make.
I think appearance was something that I looked into back then because I was tempted to buy designer stuff.
Yeah.
Buying
It's
clothes.
cool.
It's cool. Definitely it's cool.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, but I was not in. Fortunately, I was not in KL.
Yeah.
So there was nobody to show to. There was no shopping mall to strut the walkways and see I'm wearing Gucci or something. Nobody to see me. So fortunately, I didn't buy.
That's the cool thing. I think about this a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to help more people, right? If you cannot tell the world about your next vacation, if you cannot tell people about your next purchase of the car or watch or whatever, you cannot post it. Will you still buy?
Yes.
I think that's the question that I'm starting to ask a lot of people. If you cannot tell people about your vacation, if you go to that vacation, right?
Yeah.
You cannot post.
So social media is actually making us poorer, lah. You're saying that?
Yes. Not social media, the social
pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
I want people to know I'm in UK. I want people to know that I'm in Japan. What if then what the excuse they use is they tell people that I love vacation. No. Don't get it messed up with. You love the attention that comes with you with the luxury vacation.
So you love telling people that you can afford the vacation.
Yes.
Then, but going there is just to take photo, what they call in Chinese called 打卡. So it just, okay, check in. So I'm there, but finally, do you enjoy the tour? Oh, no lah.
Yeah, you don't even know what happened. I just know like, I took picture here.
My family members enjoyed the photos more than I did in the tour.
Yeah. Also that's the very messed up part that I hope youngsters can somewhat clarify that line. Do you really like watches for its engineering, or do you like the attention that it brings? Do you like the car for its performance, so-called as you say, or do you like it because of the brand that you can associate yourself with? So there's no right, no wrong. Okay, if you have money, right, go all the way, right, help Malaysia GDP. But if you are trying to achieve something more, that's not into a statement, right? We were into appearance, then you were into money, then you were into families. When everybody is 65, right, 75, right, a conversation that I was mingling around older folks, they were comparing, hey, your hairline, very good, eh? I'm like, what are we talking about again? What line? Hairline.
The receding hairline. Okay.
Hey, you still got muscle. My muscle mass is all dropping. Then, hey, I cannot stand straight. When I go toilet, got problem. At night, I keep going to the toilet, the strength of whatever. Then, wow. At that time, right, everybody would have gone through life already. And the thing that they appreciate the most is mobility, the ability to move. And health. At that time, right, only you see those who really know how to play the game. They look as if that they are 50 or 40s only. Then the rest is like, hi. And I came across, because last time I used to perform in those like reunions.
You mean Chinese New Year?
No, the reunions in terms of class 95 or class 82.
Yes.
Class 1982 reunion. Then you look at people, right? These are people like around 68 to 70. I don't know whether 82 is the right year. But anyway, the range of health then you can see. People in wheelchairs already. Okay. Some passed away, unfortunately.
Yes.
And some as if they just came out from the gym. Same age. So sometimes when we it may be foolish now to think about burn yourself up to pursue wealth so you can buy the car, or you want to just go sustainably, build sustainably, be happy, build healthy relationships, and age gracefully. Very different though. But I really hope you are doing what you really like, right? And all the best in this though. Like for those, I'll put the link again. This is not sponsored because I don't drink. But I just want to help out the community. If you guys have any other things that you guys want to come and share within the podcast, welcome. I really like to speak to, because I think it's more relevant. Like it's closer to first time home buyers. Your struggles are still very fresh.
Yeah.
Compared to those struggles like 20 years ago. Not so relevant anymore. What do you think of OPR?
OPR?
Was it a huge reasoning of like, I don't want to buy because of OPR?
Not really lah, because I feel OPR fluctuates up and down.
Anyway,
it's something that can't be controlled unless we take fixed loan. Then it's fixed, LPPSA or something like that. It's fixed.
But it's very high. But
LPPSA is 4%.
it depends on when you sign it lah.
So if the LPPSA is 4%, but the normal loan is like 2 point something, then yes lah, LPPSA is high. But now around there already.
Yeah.
So it's perspective lah. So back then it was like 6-7%. Then LPPSA is a snatch. Definitely take LPPSA what. So for me it's called right away for ni lah. OPR we can't change it. It's beyond us. So Bank Negara. So all we can do is like you said, sometimes OPR increase, then the value of the house sort of so okay lah, good lah. My value of my house also increased lah. But if just say OPR goes down again, then my installment get lower. What? Okay, what? If my rental income can cover, happy also. What? So we lah.
What a nice way to close the vlog, close the episode, right? And I guess that's all. Thank you very much again for taking the time to come and speak to us. Invitation sent out again to anybody who wants to share their home experience. And I guess that's all for this episode. Get this. See you guys. Ciao.